To understand this tragedy, you need to know one thing. Stalin viewed everyone as tools, including his family. Love was weakness. Loyalty was compliance. When his second wife, Nadezhda, questioned his policies at a dinner party in 1932, she was found dead the next morning with a pistol beside her. Suicide, they said. His children learned early. Proximity to Stalin was a death sentence, whether through a bullet, neglect, or something far slower and more deliberate. But some suffered more than others. Yakov Dzhugashvili was Stalin's firstborn, and his greatest disappointment. The son of Stalin's first wife, Yakov, grew up desperate for approval he would never receive. Stalin called him weak, pathetic, a disgrace to the family name. In 1928, at 21, Yakov tried to shoot himself in the heart. He survived. Stalin's response? Ha! He can't even shoot straight. When Nazi Germany invaded in 1941, Yakov volunteered for the front lines. One final chance to prove himself. Within weeks, he was captured. The Germans saw opportunity. Exchanged Stalin's son for Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus. Stalin's reply became legend. I will not trade a marshal for a lieutenant. He abandoned his own son to enemy hands. On April 14, 1943, Yakov walked toward the electrified fence at Sachsenhausen concentration camp. Guards shot him before he reached it. Whether it was suicide or murder, the result was the same. Stalin had finally gotten rid of his disappointing firstborn. But his second son? Stalin destroyed him in an entirely different way. Vasily Stalin had everything Yakov didn't. His father's name, his father's favor, and a military career built on nepotism rather than merit. By 24, he was a decorated Air Force general, not through skill but through terror. Officers who criticized him disappeared. Subordinates died in his drunken rages. Stalin knew and did nothing. Then his mother killed herself. Vasily was 11. He watched his father grow colder, more distant. The boy who once had Stalin's attention now had only his indifference. Vasily filled the void with alcohol and corruption. He threw lavish parties, crashed planes while intoxicated, fabricated military victories. He became a parody of Soviet excellence, bloated, drunk, and hollow. When Stalin died in 1953, Vasily's protection evaporated instantly. The new regime arrested him for anti-Soviet agitation. 8 years in prison destroyed what little remained of him. He died in 1962, alone and broken, at 40 years old. The liver, they said. But really, it was his father. Yet there was one child Stalin claimed to love. Svetlana Alliluyeva was Little Sparrow, Stalin's only daughter, supposedly his favorite. He kissed her forehead, called her pet names, showered her with gifts. She believed she was loved. She was wrong. When 16-year-old Svetlana fell for a filmmaker, Stalin had him arrested and sent to Siberia for 10 years. When she loved a Jewish intellectual, Stalin had him shot. He then forced her to marry his chosen candidate, a man she despised. Every phone was tapped, every letter read, every friend investigated. Stalin's love was a prison with gilded bars. After his death, Svetlana finally understood. She hadn't been cherished. She'd been owned. In 1967, she defected to the United States, denouncing her father as a moral and spiritual monster. She spent the rest of her life haunted by his shadow, dying in 2011, still unable to escape him. Yet one child avoided this fate entirely. Constantine Kuzakov was Stalin's illegitimate son, born from a brief affair, never acknowledged, never claimed. Stalin sent money occasionally, but otherwise ignored his existence completely. This neglect saved his life. While his half-siblings were crushed under Stalin's attention, Constantine lived normally. He became a military officer, married, had children. He died peacefully in 1996, at 76 years old, the only one of Stalin's children to escape the family curse. The pattern is clear. Stalin's tyranny didn't begin with the gulags or the purges. It began at home, perfected on the people who should have been safe from it. Yakov, abandoned to prove a point. Vasily, corrupted, then discarded. Svetlana, imprisoned by false love. Only the forgotten child survived. On that March day in 1953, Stalin died as he had lived, surrounded by fear, not love. He had conquered a sixth of the Earth's surface, but couldn't compel the affection of 4 children. In the end, absolute power gave him absolute loneliness. His empire outlived him by decades. His family didn't even outlive him by 1.